Is your hard drive full and you really don't know why? And you don't want to blow a bunch of time trying to figure out what is the best utility to clean out your drive? Well, fortunately with Windows 10, you no longer have to. There's some built-in tools. In particular, there's one called Storage Sense, which is going to do the heavy lifting for you. So let's show you the old way we used to do it very, very quickly. The old way is to use a tool I like to download called CC Cleaner. And CC Cleaner is great, works very well, highly recommended, but you have a built-in tool now. So let's go and show you the slightly older version of that tool, and we'll show you the brand new version. So with the old tool, you just click Start and type in the word disk, and you would get disk cleanup at the top. Click on that, and you will get a listing of the folders that contain junk that can be, well, it recommends that you delete. So you can go through here and say, well, there's a little bit of stuff here, but not a lot. I'm looking for gigabytes back, not megabytes. Well, in which case you could click Clean Up System Files, and that would give you some more options, but that's the old way. Let's show you the new way. And that tool is called Storage Sense. So what you do is click Start and type Storage, and Storage will come up. And in case it doesn't for some reason, what you do is, let's just show you, you click on your Start button, click the Settings cog, and you go to System in the top left-hand corner, the first option, and then you'll see Storage on the left. It's the same thing. And what you'll get here is a listing of things that are chewing up your space. So let's go through this right now. The first thing we want to do is click on Configure Storage Sense in the top. And for most people, they're going to want to turn automatic cleanup on. So let's do that. And then it says, well, when do you want to run it? Now, the default is to run it just when it's low on disk space, but I'm going to change this to run every week. And what about things in my recycle bin? Well, in my recycle bin, I use it quite a lot to pull files out of, because I treat it like a recycle bin. I don't treat it like garbage, I treat it like a recycle bin. I put things in there, I pull them out, but look, if it hasn't been pulled out in 30 days, it's junk. So I'm going to leave this at the 30 days where that gets deleted. Everything in the recycle bin gets dumped after 30 days. Downloaded folder. I'm one of those weird people that uses my downloads a lot, my download folder a lot. It's sort of a scratch space for me. So I never want to delete anything that's in there. You, however, will almost certainly want to set it to 14 days, maybe 30 days. And this is kind of the most interesting part of this section. Locally available cloud content. So let's show you what that means. I'm using OneDrive, as you can see right here. And OneDrive backs up my desktop, my documents, and my photos, among a few other things. And what this is saying is, unless you've flagged these files that you've got on your computer as always being on your device, why not just let them exist in the cloud? And what we'll do is we'll delete the local copy, but we'll keep a shortcut to it. And if that's confusing you, let's clean that up. Basically, what's happening is you will look at your file system, right? Your C drive or whatever, your documents or whatever else, and you will see a file that looks like it's there, but it's not. Where it actually is out in the cloud. It's out in Microsoft OneDrive. Now, when you double click on the file, it will instantly download it. I have a very fast connection, most of my clients do, and it is imperceptible to most people how fast these files come down. The exception is if there are large video files or things like that. But standard Word documents and stuff like that, you won't notice. They will come down very, very quickly. Now, let's just explain this a little bit more before we move on. This is saying, look, we can delete anything you would like that's on your local machine that's not flagged as always keep on this device. And let's just show you that because it is a bit confusing. So I'm going to click on this folder and I'm going to go to, let's go to my pictures. Now, I have a lot of pictures, right? There's, I think 250 gig worth of pictures and videos here. Now, do I want to go into these and keep these files on my local computer, or am I okay with them being just in the cloud? Right now, they're both in the cloud and on my local machine. So if this machine catches fire, I'm good to go. Well, I really don't need a local copy. So, but if I did, say I really wanted to keep, let's see here. Let's go with this folder, this 2021 folder. I really desperately needed to keep this on my local computer. And why would you want to do that? Well, let's say because you have a laptop and you're working on data while you're on a plane sometimes. The point is, there is a reason to have stuff kept on your local machine sometimes, but for most people, there isn't. But if you did want it, what you do is just right-click on the folder and select Always Keep on this device. And what it will do, let me just click that, and what it will do is it will change this, see this? Icon to a green icon, and it will download any files that it is missing from the cloud and copy it onto your local machine. But really, most people shouldn't have that on. That's a very odd circumstance. So I'm going to right-click on this, and I'm going to turn that off because I don't need these files to be kept on my machine. So I'm going to click on Always Keep On. There we go. There we go, and that will change. And now they could be in the cloud and on my computer, or they might just be in the cloud. I don't care. Okay, so let's get back to the actual point here, and maybe this will clear it up for you, in case you're getting confused, because there's a lot of nitty-gritty detail there. Unless you get low on disk space, nothing will change. But if it does get low on disk space, you can say, look, just keep things on my machine that I have opened recently. And recently for me is the last, say, 60 days. And anything else that I haven't opened within 60 days, well, I don't think I really need a copy of it locally. I can live with it just being in the cloud. And that is huge. In that way, OneDrive, if you're running the corporate version, can give you 5 terabytes of space. And say you've got a 1/4 terabyte hard drive, which is pretty common these days on consumer grade products. So say you've got a 250 gig hard drive. Well, how can you have a 250 gig hard drive and 2.5 terabyte or 3 terabyte of files? Well, pretty straightforward. OneDrive will do all that for you. All you do is set up OneDrive, which we will put a link in the top right-hand corner to showing you how to do that. And then you go into Storage Sense, which is where we are now, and you set this to be whatever number of days you want. And what will happen is, as your drive gets full, Storage Sense will go through and delete the local copy, not the cloud copy, just the local copy of these files. And then what it will leave you with is a stub, just a shortcut. When you double click on that shortcut, the file will instantly download from the web, and most people will never know it wasn't on their computer. It's really slick. Okay, let's go back here. I'd like to interject for just 10 seconds and ask you to click like if you found this video useful. Our site is dedicated to explaining technology in simple ways and providing cookbook answers for technical problems. We spend a lot of time on Windows 10 and Windows Server. We spend a lot of time on Azure, Office 365, but mostly our products are about how-tos. Lots and lots of cookbooks, like how to uninstall something when it's stuck. If you would click subscribe, we would greatly appreciate it. It really helps us with the Google algorithm. Thanks for your help, and back to the show. That is configuring Storage Sense. Now, we're going to go through the rest of this in reverse order. So let's go down to Optimize Drives. Now, Optimize Drives, what this does is this just does a defrag on your hard drive. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. It's not important anymore, especially with solid state drives. It used to be a big deal, isn't anymore. The rest of these things you don't probably care about. Show more categories, all it does is show you more items, which we're going to ignore. Now, let's go to Apps and Features. This is important. Click on Apps and Features, and anything that you really don't recognize or you think is junk, just get rid of it. You can almost certainly get it again. So for instance, if you had a Samsung or a Canon or an HP printer, but you don't have it anymore, and you scroll through here and you see, well, in my case, I've got a Samsung. And so if that printer was dead, say it died a month ago, well, why am I keeping any of this stuff? Just click on it and uninstall it. It's just junk. And you think, well, I don't know if the 3D viewer is important. If you don't know if you're using it, you're almost certainly not. So just click on it and select uninstall. Now, there really are only a couple of exceptions to that, most notably Visual C and any of the Microsoft tools. What you will find is that this is shared code that's used by a bunch of software, and so you do want to leave these. But other things like the Mixed Reality Portal, just click on it and uninstall it if you're not using it. I'm actually using all of this, so I'm not going to. But if you've never used Paint.net and it's on your computer, click on it and select uninstall. Just get rid of it. You can almost always get it back for free, so yeah, don't worry about it. Now, this is obviously buyer beware. Do this, carefully. But most people keep so much junk in their computer that they shouldn't have, so many junk programs, they just clog it up. Enough said. Let's go to temporary files. Now, temporary files is very interesting because in here, there is a number of options, including emptying your recycle bin. Now, I use my recycle bin as a recycle bin, as I've already explained. So I want to turn this on because right now I know there's nothing in my recycle bin I'm particularly worried about. Another thing, and this is a very big deal for me and probably for most people. In my case, I'm running betas of Windows 10 and I get updates. Well, I shouldn't say updates. I get new versions of Windows about every week. And as a result, I'm on what they call a fast ring. And as a result, I end up with large numbers of previous versions of Windows. So I have to go through and remove them. And you can't just right click on the folder and delete it. What you have to do is use a tool or change permissions manual. Basically, it's a big pain. You really want to use a tool like this to remove them. What you can do is click on previous Windows installations. I would highly recommend turning that on so that they get removed. The only time that you might want to not do that is if you just got a big new version. You know, Microsoft brings out new versions of Windows twice a year. And if you just got one of those new builds, well, you might want to leave it for a week or two in case there's some problem and you want to roll back. But most people, this will never happen. Downloads, again, for me is something that I like to leave because I live in my downloads. But some people will want. Now, if I click remove here, I'm going to get 16 gig back. Now, let's take a look at my hard drive. So I'll launch my File Explorer here, and you'll see that I have an 882 gig drive, and I've got 158 gig free. That's not a whole lot. For the moment, I'm going to leave this just the way this is. Okay, and now I'm going to go back, and let's go into other people. Other people that are on your computer. So in my case, I have my daughters. And I can click on here and say, I don't want this person in here anymore. I'm going to remove her. And that will clean up some junk. You can see she's using about 15% of the hard drive. Another thing to go through here is the other category. So other are just folders that Microsoft just didn't know what to do with. They didn't know how to categorize them or characterize them, as it calls it here. So for instance, I have a folder called Web Server Backup. And that's because I run a whole lot of web servers and I like to have local copies of the data once in a while. So I just keep a local copy literally on this computer. And that's good. Now, I've also got these other folders and you can look at them and say, geez, I don't know what this is, but these are all kilobytes. I don't care. So we're going to leave that for the moment and go back. And pictures, nothing much interesting here. It's just going to show you your pictures folder, which I already showed you, which I've shown you here. You know, we can right click and select the always online, always keep on this device thing, which you can do with any of your folders. Okay, we're gonna leave that alone. Let's go back. So now let's go to configure storage sense. And let's go to the settings that we've gone through. So I want it to run every week. I want it to dump things in the recycle bin that are older than 30 days. And I want it to delete my downloads folder. Never. You probably will want it on. And I also don't want it to delete things that I have locally on my machine, because in my case, my drive is quite large and I don't need to. But when I really get full, I'm going to turn that on. So a lot of people are really going to want to turn this on, but they're going to want to turn it on by setting it to, look, anything that I haven't opened in 30 days does not have to be on this machine. So, okay, so let's click Run Storage Sense now. And just before, we've got 158 gig here, you can see right there. Let's click Run Storage Sense now and see what we get. Well, that got us a big 40 megabytes. Who cares, right? Let's refresh that. Still 158 gig. Not very good, right? So now what I want to do, and that's because I've already emptied a lot of these things. So that's not very good. So let's click back. And now let's go into temporary files. And this is where it's really going to help. I'm going to get 16 gig back if I run this right now. So remove this extra junk. All right, so that finished off. Now let's see how much space I've got. 172 gig, nice bump up from 158. Now, just before we wrap this up, I'm going to clear a couple more things. One of the things I noticed was in temporary files, it left my temporary internet files, which I don't want, and I don't care about the upgrade log files. Now, it's not a huge amount, but I'm still going to clear it. So I'm going to select remove, and we can get rid of those. I'm not sure why they weren't removed. And while that's running, because it can take a second and we don't really need to wait, let's go into our temporary files and see if there's anything left. And I'm not talking about internet files, I'm talking about Scratch files that Microsoft uses. So let's click on C and go into Windows and go into temp. I just typed the word temp and it takes me down there. And this this is the first time I've been in a while, so it comes up and says you don't have permission. Click continue and it will give me permission. Yeah, no, there's nothing, and you think temporary files, I don't want to get into dumping this stuff. Yes, you do. Just click anywhere in the pane here and press Control A to select them all and delete. You think, you really want to delete all of these? Yes, I do. I'm going to skip this. Any file that's in use, it will not let you delete. There's nothing in Windows Temp that you should be concerned with. Everything in Windows Temp can be deleted. Very similar to the next thing I'm going to show you, which is C, Users, and then you go into your own profile. In my case, I'm Calga. And then what you want to do is, if you don't see app data here, go to the top, put a slash, and type in app data. It's not case sensitive, and then just press enter. Now in here, you'll see local. And again, you can go into temp and you can select everything in here. Nothing in here is important. And you think, well, then why is it there? Well, these are just residual Scratch files. So for instance, if you're working on a Word document, and you haven't saved it yet, it's got to keep what you're typing somewhere. That's here. And you think, okay, but when it closes, surely it dumps all those. Yeah, it does not do a good job. So you want to click on this and Control A to select everything, press delete, and get rid of it all. It's all just junk. And whatever can't go, like that, apparently I'm using right now, so skip it. That's just fine. So you can skip anything that's in use, but everything else can go. 172 gig, let's go empty the recycle bin. So I'm going to right click on my recycle bin and select empty, and bye-bye. And let's see what I've got left here. There we go. So I started with 158 gig free, and now I have 173 gig free. Not bad. And that's just using Storage Sense and deleting temporary files. Look, we'd really appreciate it if you would click like if you found this useful. And if you like this type of thing, really appreciate it if you click subscribe. Both of those things have an enormous difference in the Google algorithm and really helps us out. If you have any questions, just put your comment below. We'll get back to you in a day or two, or you can always get a hold of us at www.urtech.ca. Thanks and have a great day.